Phil Farage here. We're going to talk about vocal resonance today. So what's vocal resonance? You've probably read a lot about it. Well, vocal resonance is basically how we get sound, because our vocal folds, when they come together, they just make a buzzing sound. It's our acoustic chamber, our entire body, our skeletal structure, the cavities in our body. The tongue plays a key role in this as well, in enunciating vowels and sounds. Now, who cares about that stuff? What we really want to know is how do we actually improve our resonance for singing? When we lack resonance in our singing and speaking, we tend to have a muffled, woofy, dull kind of sound. If we're trying to sing something, that's like no resonance, right? So what we're trying to get is very clear sound. Notice my speaking voice is very clear and kind of crisp, and that's a resonant tone. We want to get that in the singing too. So there's a few elements that play a part in that. That is the chord closure, so how well the chords come together to produce a sound. So that means removing excessive breathiness from the sound. Now, so if we got like a breathy tone, you know, that sound won't build resonance. What we want is a clear, we want to remove that breathiness, and have it really ringing. See how there's like a ring in the sound? That's because there's good chord closure. Now, the second aspect is I've got good support going on. What does that mean? Well, that means basically that to create a big sound, I need to create tension in the body. Singing is not effortless. There's tension that's needed. What that means is I need to create tension down here. That way I don't get tension up in the throat where it's going to close down and choke me off, you know? So we want to keep that tone open and free. So when you do your vowels, you want to have a clear ping in the sound. But you'll only get that ping if you've got the support in action and the good chord closure in action. Now, all those things need to play in concert with each other. And when you do that, and those are what I call the fundamentals. When those are in play properly, you'll start to feel over time that the resonance will shift because there's a free pathway for it to do so. And that's when you get into the mixed voice, or the old term is the head resonance. So when we hit around that G, see how it moves up? See how the tone moves up to my head, but it's still my chest voice? That's what I'm talking about. So now, a very important and overlooked function to developing resonance is strength and volume, okay? You need to be vocalizing with a loud tone for this to work. Everyone on the internet says to do these humming slides. You don't want to lose the compression like this. If you lose the compression and get airy like that, you don't build the resonance in the same way. It doesn't mean that isn't a useful exercise. That's useful for something else, not useful for building resonance. So you've got all those elements in play, right? You've got the support, you've got the chord closure, you've got the compression, vowel placement, vowel modifications as you ascend, the bright ping in the sound. What else? Shifting of resonance. All those things come in together as one package. And it comes down to simply you want to execute all those things every time you vocalize. So when I go from here, I'm doing all those things. I'm supporting. I'm getting the chord closure. I'm placing the vowel correctly in a way that opens up the soft part and lifts up. I'm shifting the resonance from my mouth up to the head. So I'm getting into that mixed voice. I'm keeping that bright ping in the sound. So all those elements are going to strengthen my voice over time. That way I can sing stronger with more freedom and sound better. Okay? And that's the essence of what we're doing with resonance. Now, there's another thing about resonance is that we want to actually focus the resonance. So you don't want to splat in the vowel. If you're doing that, or the common one is the E. Okay, let's take this E up. Most people, E, like that. The resonance starts getting too big. What we need to do is we've got to focus it like a laser. See how it went to a point? It's the same thing when you sing a phrase. You need cooling, baby, I'm not fooled. See the ooh? Fooling. See how it goes to like a point? You know, way down inside. The A. Way. See, I'm not going way. I'm not letting it fly out. I keep it to a point. So The resonance needs to be focused to a point, otherwise you never control the sound. So I hope you found that video helpful, and check out my free vocal assessment down below if you haven't done so already, and I'll take a listen to what's going on and I'll help you out. And book Skype lessons with me. Let's take your voice to the next level. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.